My friends, how you doing today? Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Steven, and I want to talk to you about my 5 top hikes for 2024, and they go just like this. This one was an interesting one just because, yes, technically it was a snowshoe adventure. So we actually did this at the beginning of the year, and there was tons of snow up in the Taos ski valley area, and it was just really nice, very pleasant, very quiet, very serene, very peaceful. But once we were at the lake, it just proved to be an amazing sight to behold, just truly beautiful. We saw Williams Lake frozen over, and we even got a chance to actually walk on the lake. And Kristen was a little standoffish of wanting to go onto the lake, but she was able to do it, and both of us got on there, and it was a very good time. It was very enjoyable, but it was awesome, and definitely had to reserve a spot for that adventure on this list for sure. This one was a pretty cool one. We actually did this one towards the end of the year, and I believe it was in November, so it was cooling off. The temperatures were starting to cool off, and it was great, you know, because I had been eyeing this area for about 2 or 3 years, and I know I wanted to do another section of the CDT. So we go out there, and sure enough, we got out there, and it's just amazing colors, you know, in the mesas and the canyons, the cliffs, just really amazing, vibrant colors, you know, that it really is one of those things where you have to see to believe, you know. So we were out there, and it wasn't, although it wasn't a very long adventure, we did about 3 or 4 miles. It was just astounding to be out there nevertheless, and the Chama River was amazing. It was very beautiful, very refreshing. But I'm always up to do the Continental Divide Trail and do sections of it, or maybe the whole thing at one point, you know, who knows. But that was certainly a worthwhile trip. This one was a really interesting one just because we did this on the 4th of July, and I've been curious about the Magdalena Mountains for quite some time, so we made it out there. Got out there. It was a little bit later in the morning. You know, by the time we started hiking, it was probably around 10 or 11 o'clock. And by that time, obviously you can imagine in the middle of the summer, it's going to be hot. We start to hike up that trail, and it was a steep trail, you know. And I don't know what it was, because I wasn't feeling too good that day. It was a mixture of me just not feeling very good, felt a little bit nauseous, my stomach was hurting, and then that combined with how hot it was, I was not in the best state, you know, and we had to take a lot of breaks. You know, we had to take a lot of breaks, we had to drink a lot of water, and, you know, at one point Kristen was like, oh, maybe we should turn around. I was like, no way, we're not gonna turn around. You know, we've come out here, we've come to have an adventure, and we have to conquer this peak no matter what, you know, and that is certainly what we did. We hiked up there, and we just killed it. You know, we went up there and conquered that peak, and it's just astounding out there. You know, the views that you get from the peak is just amazing. Just great, fantastic green, lush views from the top of the mountain. But I would recommend it to anybody. You know, that's a hidden gem, that area and those mountains out there. Just chef's kiss, a sight to behold for sure. But it was an awesome adventure, you know. Now, because of the experience that we already had in Timber Peak and the Magdalena Mountains, I definitely wanted to go back out there, you know. And Kristen had something going on with her lady friends that weekend, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the Magdalena Mountains. So I explored another trail out there, and it was the North Baldy Peak Trail. Fantastic trail, you know, and it changes, the geography changes, you know, it's really interesting. But obviously as you climb higher and higher up the mountain, the more lush, and it just really starts to open up in beauty, you know. And by the time you get to the higher elevations, and certainly at the peak, the views are just fantastic, just amazing views out there. I was also trying to get over a cold, so, but that didn't matter to me because I wanted to have an adventure. I wanted to be out there and hiked it despite the cold. And I ended up doing a loop, actually, a big long loop, and I think it was about 10 to 11 miles, something like that. But it was a great adventure, you know, fantastic time. Ah yes, the best hike of the year. So this one was a very special one just because it was Kristen and I's honeymoon, and we had just recently got married. We wanted to do a hike somewhere, the Durango area, was close by, and the San Juan Mountain Wilderness was definitely close by, so it was a no-brainer to do a hike in that area. So it was just awesome. I love those mountains. The last time I was out there was probably back in 2018, and it just left an impression on me. It left a deep, lasting impression on me, and it really grabbed a hold of my heart. You know, I knew I wanted to go back out there. It was a more difficult trail, but certainly the views. I mean, everywhere you looked, it just looked like you were looking at a painting, an artistic piece of genius. Every single place that you looked, it was just that amazing. You know, we saw waterfalls, we saw great changing fall colors, and by the time we got to the lake, my gosh, the lake was just astounding. I have not seen water that blue at an alpine lake ever. You know, I've been to a lot of alpine lakes, but not so blue as that. That was just amazing. Awesome trail out there, amazing views. We did hike up to Island Lake, and that lake was fantastic too. The mountain range was really awesome and unique looking. You know, I remember, and the lake is like a really cool deep turquoise blue. So that was awesome to behold. And obviously you see the lake, the island rock in the middle of the lake, and that was fantastic as well, you know. So all of that combined, all of it just proved to be a fantastic, memorable, relaxing, and just amazing trip, you know. So reserves the top spot on my list. So that is my list, friends. It was a fantastic year of adventures, of going out there, exploring, looking up new places, exploring new places. It was just awesome. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked the content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. But I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys did, what kind of trails, what kind of hikes you guys went on. What was the most memorable hike that you went on for 2024? I would love what you guys have to say. Thank you so much again for watching this video. Remember to go into the great outdoors and be epic.